we go. Main event, UFC Fight Night. Dariush versus Tsarukyan. By the way, I forgot to mention that this is going down in Austin, Texas. So not at the Apex, at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas. According to the internet, the event will mark the promotion's 5th visit to Austin and first since UFC Fight Night Cater versus Emmett in June of 2022. Good to know. Okay, main event time. Also in the lightweight division, Beneil Dariush taking on Arman Tsarukyan. Dariush, the 34-year-old, fighting out of California, 22-5 as a pro with 1 draw, 5 knockout wins, 8 wins by way of submission. Most recently got TKO'd by the great Charles do Bronx Oliveira back in June of this year.
Yeah, he did.
The champion has a name.
That's exactly right.
That loss to Oliveira snapped a 8-fight win streak by Dariush. So looking to get back in the win column here, but a very tough task taking on the rising young star in Arman Tsarukyan, the 27-year-old out of Russia, 20-3 as a pro, 8 knockout wins, 5 submission wins, coming off back-to-back wins against Damir Ismagulov and Joaquim Silva back in June of this year. Okay. Omar, start us off. Give us your take and your pick of this headliner between Dariush and Tsarukyan.
This might be one of the tougher ones. I think we're probably going to pick for a while, man. It's such a great fight. Tsarukyan has such promise as he's come up through this division. Dariush has obviously had his ups and his downs. He's had a lot of ups until he had a big down. And I don't know why, man. I don't know why it's so easy to almost count Dariush out to a certain extent. Why I'm even... It's almost like that Tony Ferguson effect, right? Where like Tony was like winning, and then he lost, and then it was difficult to sort of pick him after that loss. Oh man. I mean, we've been talking about Tsarukyan now for a minute, finally getting an opportunity in a big spot against Dariush. It's very difficult to pick, man. I think I'm going to go with Tsarukyan here, man. I think I'm going to go with Tsarukyan here by second round TKO.
Wow, TKO. You think he finishes Beneil? Wow.
If there's one thing about Beneil that is a thing, is he's another one that doesn't eat shots very well. You know, he has moments where he can kind of swing back and try to fight through it, but his body does not react to getting cracked like a lot of other fighters do. Like he eats shit a lot of times when he gets hit really hard, and Tsarukyan is not the dude to be eating shots from. And Beneil Dariush gets hit, that's a guarantee. So I'm banking on Tsarukyan and putting paws on him.
I think it was his fight against Drakkar Klose, who's also on this card, where he was rocked by Klose. And then in that storm, he found the finish. That was back in 2020.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'll say this. There are some traditions in this sport, and one of the long-standing traditions is that Beneil Dariush keeps getting screwed and will never get a title shot. And I think that this is one of those fights. Beneil has only improved over the course of his career, forgetting the loss against Oliveira recently. Like I said earlier, he was on an 8-fight winning streak, just getting better and better, really peaking, culminating in that decision win against Mateusz Gamrot. Even though that was a decision win, Beneil looked as good as he ever has against the rising Gamrot. But then things went the way they went against Oliveira. And now he takes on the young phenom in Tsarukyan. And I put a lot of stock in Arman Tsarukyan. I'll say that right now. He's so young. He's so talented. And yeah, I agree with Omar. Beneil is the kind of guy who will take a shot to give a shot. And I think that Tsarukyan is a pretty complete mixed martial artist. And he's going to mix it up. He's going to find his shots. And he's also going to implement wrestling when he needs to, even though Dariush is competent everywhere as well. But I'm going to go with Tsarukyan. I'm going to say that Tsarukyan gets this done 3 rounds to 2 for Arman UD. Mark?
I agree this is a very close fight. It is not that close on the lines. Arman is minus 305. Beneil is a plus 235 underdog.
Fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. 3 inches of height for Beneil, but actually half an inch of reach for Arman. Yeah, this is such a good main event because no matter who you pick, there's a very good chance that you could end up looking dumb. Like both of these guys are capable of being that good, and you can only pick one of them. Arman's grappling is absolutely elite. But would anyone be shocked if Beneil puts on a scramble show like he did against Gamrot?
Yes.
And finds some bigger shots on the feet and wins? No, not at all. On the flip side, Beneil seems like he's, the bigger finisher and is so well-rounded that maybe he could find some advantages. But would we be surprised to find out that Arman is that good that he just edges out Beneil everywhere this fight goes? No.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to call. To me, Arman has lost 2 fights in his life, and they are the second fight in his whole career back in 2015, and a short notice debut against Islam Makhachev where he made it to the cards. I don't believe he lost the Gamrot fight, so that is it. It's a pretty damn good record. Dariush, as good as he is, I feel like we've seen more holes in his game than we've seen in Arman's. Arman is the one who is a bit more of a machine to me. He's a bit cleaner, bit tighter, bit safer. He's more responsible defensively. Doesn't let the game plan get away from him like Beneil will tend to do at times. I think I trust Arman's cardio more. I'm not sure if I'm right about that, but it's what my brain wants to say right now. It's all small edges, and I don't have a great point to hang my hat on. Like, Font, I went with Font because of his jab, and I didn't go with Turner because the late notice and the cardio. And this one, I don't feel like I have a strong point of why I want to go one way or the other. It's that close that I think I'm just looking at these small edges of Arman being a little cleaner technique-wise, a little safer defensively. And, you got to lean on something when a fight's this close. So I will say Arman edges it 48-47 UD.